the season for figs. Then he said to the tree,
"May no one ever eat from you again."
And his disciples heard him actually saying that nobody would eat fruit from it. He cursed this tree. He did not like that it only had leaves, okay? On the way back, the disciples saw the fig tree.
Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you have cursed has withered.
I should have thought about it. I should have got fruit before having those things.
So after Jesus cursed the fig tree, actually it withered. No more leaves. God comes to be with us and we turn him away because we are not doing what God wants us to do. The fig tree pretended to bear fruits, just like the Pharisees who appeared to the people to be virtuous and righteous, but in reality they were not. After Jesus Christ raised up Lazarus back from death, and he was alive again, and after this great miracle, Jesus went to visit Lazarus, Mary, and Martha again, and their house was full of people. They all came to see Jesus and see Lazarus after he was raised again from death. They made him a big supper that Martha prepared, and then Mary took a pound of very costly oil of spikenard yarn, anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the oil. Then one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, who would betray him, said,
"Why was this fragrant oil not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?"
This he said not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the money box, and he used to take what was put in it.
Let her alone. She has kept it for the day of my burial. For the poor you have with you always, but me you have not with me.
Jesus did not mean that we do not take care of the poor or that he did not care for them, but he meant that we should not forget God as we care for the poor. Then one of the 12, the one called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and asked,
"What are you willing to give me if I deliver him to you?"
I'm willing to give you 30 pieces of silver.
So they counted out for him 30 pieces of silver. From then on, Judas watched for an opportunity to hand him over. On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, when it was customary to sacrifice the Passover lamb, Jesus told 2 of his disciples to go into the city and prepare the Passover. When evening came, Jesus arrived with the 12. While they were reclining at the table eating, he said,
"Surely I told you, betrayed, what eating with me."
"Surely you don't mean me, Lord."
Judas then got up and left, determined to do what he was thinking about. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, and he had given thanks. He broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying,
"Take it.
Then he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank from it.
This is the blood of my covenant, which is poured out. You will all fall away. Truly I tell you that today, yes, tonight, you will deny me 3 times before the rooster crows twice."
Then he went to a place called Gethsemane, and Jesus said to his disciples,
"Wait here while I pray."
Jesus takes Peter Peter, James, and John along with him, and they walked away towards the rock.
My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point
Stay
of
outside.
death.
Stay outside.
Please stay here and keep watch.
Then Jesus prayed for the whole night.
Father, everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will.
Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping.
Simon, are you sleeping? Can't you courtesy watch for 1 hour? Get up, quicker.
Okay? Can you hear me, everybody? Now, Jesus took his disciples and went to a place called Gethsemane. And Jesus said to his disciples,
Here, my first.
and Jesus took Peter, James, and John along with him, and they walked away towards the rock.
Stay here and keep watch.
Then Jesus prayed for the whole night.
Father, everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will.
Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping.
And are you sleeping? Couldn't you keep watch for 1 hour? Keep watch and pray so that you may not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Once more, he went away and prayed the same thing. When he came back, he again found them sleeping, because their eyes were heavy. They did not know what to say to him. Then he returned to them for the third time. He said to them,
Are you still sleeping and resting? Enough, the hour comes. The Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Let's go. Here comes my betrayer.
Judas enters with the chief priest and 2 soldiers and few people.
Rabbi.
Then one of those standing near drew his sword.
Preaching in the temple. But we may give our recipe, for the scriptures will be fulfilled.
When Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the servant girls of the high priest came by. When she saw Peter warming himself, she looked. You also are with that Nazarene, Jesus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You are one of them.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know this man.
Surely you are one of them, for you are a Galilean.
I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't know that man.
Now Peter, when he was there and he was trying to tell Jesus that I would never deny you, now he just did. Next. When Judas, who had betrayed Jesus, saw that Jesus was condemned, he was seized with remorse and returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders. So Judas felt very guilty, and he went back to the chief priests and the Jews and told them, I don't want your 30 pieces of silver. I did something wrong and I don't want them. But he did not want to take the money back. So he felt very guilty and very desperate, and he went and hanged up himself.